Today, we're gonna do a review of the Black Ember Grip Sling 12. In this video, I'm gonna take my experience of reviewing over 500 of the world's best bags, and we're gonna tear this thing apart. We're gonna talk about the pros and the cons, we're gonna pack it out, we're gonna measure its capacity, and if you're not quite sure this is the sling for you, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because I'll make some alternative recommendations for slings that are similar, but have some subtle differences, because our goal is to help you find the best bag for your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Black Ember Grip Sling 12. Headquartered in San Francisco, Black Ember is a carry company known for making super dark and urban and incredibly gorgeous and really technical bags and EDC gear. Let's talk about some of the top features of the Grip Sling. It's got a super boxy shape that is very well padded, a front opening flap with a hidden zipper underneath. We've got a comfy harness system that can be adjusted to your body's specifications, a back laptop compartment. But sort of the star of the show, in my opinion, is gonna be this main compartment and its compatibility with a camera cube and sort of all the different pros and the cons that this main compartment brings to the table. The Grip Sling currently only comes in black. Now the size at 12 liters is quite interesting. Or is it 12 liters? Let's find out. That's right, people. We're measuring bags now. It's a dirty job, but someone's gotta do it. Now the thing is with a 12-liter sling, I would never in a million years wear a 12-liter sling, because as you can see in all this sexy slow motion B-roll, it's just big and bulky, dude. That's also kind of the point in some ways, too. This is meant to be a camera bag. That quick access is very important to some of y'all. It should be noted my review is coming less from a camera perspective and more from just like a general bag usage and sort of techie perspective. Zip that on up, see if we can fit a few more of these balls on in here. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is gonna be 12 liters. Maybe. Now you can see we filled up the main compartment here, but nothing in the front. Let's just get an idea of what the largest compartment can fit first. Oh yes. Yes. Run away. Well, not too bad actually. You can see that we're right here. Is 10 liters, which it seems to be right about. So that's 10 liters in the main compartment. Plus you got the front compartment, the zipper compartment, and the laptop compartment. I do think 12 liters sounds about right. Black Ember claims this bag weighs 2 pounds, which we are getting 2.2 pounds, which is close enough to what's advertised, but I gotta say it's very heavy in general for a 12-liter bag. Because of its padding and structure, the bag looks the same whether it's empty or fully packed out. Here is the bag when it's empty, and here it is when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Black Ember bags are protected by their lifetime warranty, and this bag runs around 170 USD. Now, if at any point during this review, you think to yourself, damn, that is the boxy camera sling of my dreams, totally gonna buy one, and you're gonna pick one up, or you want to find out more information, we do recommend doing so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Now, let's talk about the outside of the Black Ember Grip Sling 12. And here's the deal, like I said, this is just never a bag that I would use. And it's because it's a use case that I don't need. I'm not a photographer. I'm not a videographer. That's why I pay Margaret the big bucks. What's up, Margaret? But, so that boxiness and that bulkiness, I just don't see the trade-off for it. But if you're really into quick access with a sling and you like that Black Ember look, then it could be worth the trade-off. And that look is very important to this bag, as to where it is very boxy and very businessy, but it's got some depth to it, right? It's not your typical like briefcase that's thin and sexy and kind of like waltz the streets with it looking fly as But I will say, for being as bulky as it is, Black Ember's made it pretty darn beautiful. And that's what Black Ember does best, is making things just gorgeous. They're one of the best in the game at this. It's their laser cut lash points and their external Hypalon zipper pullers. And this, this is just beautiful to interact with. And that is all amplified by their Ember Tex 1220 by 600 nylon 6. This primary fabric, which is confusing to me because Black Ember keeps changing their freaking fabric. What happened to the RN66, the Velocity Weave? I loved that freaking fabric. More than this. Actually, I like this too. It just looks a bit more common, which I think is nice because it does give it a subtle aesthetic. The RN66 Velocity had a bit of a shine to it that was kind of like, yo, like this bag, that bag's expensive. Which is fine if you're waltzing through the financial district of San Francisco, but less so maybe if you're in like a foreign country and you want to stay under the radar. So that is one advantage to this fabric. Plus it's going to be extremely abrasion resistant and have a bit of weather resistance as well. Now these guys right here are quite interesting. They are external lash points, but as opposed to traditional external lash points, they really only work with Black Ember's modular ecosystem. And you can see right here, we have these add-on lash points that you can go ahead and theoretically clip into place. I've always found them very difficult to work with. The good news is once they're on, they're on. The bad news is you got to get them on. But there you go. On, and you can go ahead and clip it underneath, and yep, it's I'm not gonna lie, it is a bitch to get these in, but you know, it teaches you patience. That's a nice thing. Gotta love a good old lesson in patience. But also, in the 2.5 hours afterwards that it takes to clip them on, once they are on, they do help to give the bag a very cool aesthetic, a little bit of an edge at the bottom, and you can connect things to your bag externally on the bottom. Particularly useful, methinks, for a tripod. One thing to note about the bottom of this bag too is it does have a very flat design, so it self-stands pretty well. But if you are using these Fidlock compression straps, that will compromise its ability to self-stand maybe ever so slightly, maybe not, maybe so. But these Fidlocks are definitely gonna add extra bulk and weight to your Grip Sling 12 experience. Now we're gonna talk about all the interior compartments, like these guys, this and this in the next section. But let's talk about the way the bag can be carried. We got a couple options, starting with this top handle. This top handle is fine. It's got some sleekness to it. It's not sticking out too much from the bag, right? It's not like this like goofy handle right here. It's flush, while still giving you enough space to be able to grab. It's a nice fabric, and it's got 2 external lash points on either side. But let's be honest, while you can carry this in briefcase mode, most likely you'll be carrying this sling in sling mode. And that's what we got this padded shoulder strap for, which I like and am slightly irked by at the same time. I like the padding, right? I mean, this thing is big and heavy, and it's only gonna get heavier with all the camera stuff you're gonna throw in there, right? And your laptop. So you need some padding to bear the brunt of that weight, which this does very well. And also you're gonna wanna be able to adjust it to your own body size. And you can see we have all this hardware throughout the shoulder strap that will allow you to customize the fit to your body's requirements. But having said that, I do think that the shoulder strap is a little bit on the more like dense side. I don't know if you can hear the density. Like I'm like knocking on it like it's a door, but you can feel the density on my side, okay? Hello! I prefer a little bit less density, a little bit more of a mattressy experience, but this will break in over time, so it might get a little bit better. And also, while you have all this extra customization, it's a little bit of a, I don't know, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of bulk, a lot of hardware, and it might be like a minimalist's nightmare. Now, the good news though is you can keep things nice and simple, as to where you can use this pull tab right here to loosen and to tighten the strap to your liking. Yeah, I've got this pad's a little stiff for my taste, but I do appreciate the longer landing pad. Some like slings might give you like this, it's like much padding to deal with. Black Ember though, gave you a lot more to work with. We've got almost 15 inches of padding and a depth of almost 2.5 inches, which is great. And no matter if you wear the sling on the right side or the left side, you can actually detach the shoulder strap, which allows you to get the strap on the side you want, or say begone shoulder strap. Today, this is just my briefcase and or a very, very large tech pouch, or maybe just a regular sized camera cube. I'm curious, if you're watching this video, like, would you use this bag as a camera cube? Would you ever actually detach that shoulder strap? Let me know what you think in the comments below. One last note about the comfort of the harness system is attached via this swivel system right here. And that's great because although the bag is bulky and boxy and kind of heavy and kind of annoying, those swivels will help the bag sort of move and dance with your body a bit better, making a bit more of a comfortable experience. Okay, I think that covers the outside. Let's talk about the inside of the Black Ember Grip Sling 12. Starting with this front section, we have these 2 magnets that secure the front flap. And then behind the flap, there is a sleeve and a zippered pocket. In the back, the laptop compartment. We'll test out what size laptop it can fit in just a second. And the main compartment, pretty minimalist. But here's where things get extra cool for you photographers, is that it's compatible with Black Ember's modular camera cubes, right? So you can see right here, this perfectly fits inside, giving your grip sling more padding, more organization, and more customization. So you can go ahead and kind of put these dividers in here and build out your own like Peak Design camera cube setup for what works for whatever gear you're bringing out for the day. Let's say you're like me, you're not gonna use the camera cube, you're just using it for EDC and or tech stuff. We can go ahead and pack out these 3 sections and see what this sling can hold. I got a bunch of my EDC stuff right here. Starting with my keys going on the key leash. Love Black Ember's key leash because it is in fact fidlock and magnetic removable. This just makes it so much easier to access your keys, open your door, close your door, pop it back into place, and slide it in here. No additional organization in this pocket, so just a good spot for your random smaller things like your tissues, gum. Zip that up. And let me tell you about one of my favorite things about Black Ember bags. So you can see right here, we got the zipper puller, which I don't love. Not one of my favorite things, the zipper puller. It always reminds me of the finger of a witch. I don't know why, it just does. But this witch's finger can, in fact, go through this little hole right here, which is the Hypalon pull tab, and then lock into place. Just giving you a little bit extra peace of mind. And not only that, it's just so satisfying to use. It's just the Black Ember witchcraft experience. They sold their souls, but God, was it worth it. Next, we got this little guy right here, which I don't know, what are you for? Air tag slot? I have no idea what this is for. Moving on though, we can throw a book in this sleeve right here. Close it with a magnetic lid, very nice. Let's talk laptops. I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro, just gonna slide right here. Oh, actually got maybe a little bit of extra room. I don't think we're gonna fit a 16-inch, definitely not gonna happen. 14, you might have a shot. I think overall, when it comes to a laptop compartment, this one's pretty good. There's no real false bottoms. They try to add like a little one in, which does definitely help for sure. If you drop the bag, we can see we have padding on either side. So the laptop does feel pretty safe right there. And again, Black Ember's witch finger locking mechanism, nice and secure. Now for that main compartment, to make room for that camera cube, there's no real internal organization in this pocket, right? You do have a zipper pocket right here. That's basically it, dude. So if you like a lot of organization, this is definitely not gonna make the cut for you. But for me, I'm just gonna throw my hoodie at the bottom, field journal, glasses on the side, over the head headphones, and that's gonna be about it. Now keep in mind, it's only 10 liters in the main compartment. We just verified that. And 10 liters goes fast. It goes really fast. But if you keep it very light for your EDC, or again, you're using it as that camera bag, the build, the quality, the materials, and the overall aesthetic, I think you're gonna be pretty excited about, assuming that you don't mind this super boxy experience, which just got even boxier as we packed the bag out, right? And as I packed the bag out, you can notice that these magnets right here on this front flap, they're kind of coming undone a little bit easier. Not terribly so, but you know, something to kind of be aware of. I'm really pushing the bag to its limits though. If I calm it down a little bit, take it easy, Aaron. A little bit better. One more comfort test. Again, Black Ember's hardware, making me work for it to get things on and off, but you'll get there. You just gotta work for it. You can see, popping this bad boy on. Now you can wear this thing in different ways, right? I don't see the point of wearing it in side mode though, because like, I don't know, I think the whole point of this thing is this quick access, right? Is photography, is I need my camera right here at all times so I can grab, click, zip up and go. Now you can throw it on the back and the side, and it's not that it's uncomfortable. In fact, I want to emphasize with this padded experience here and the adjustability, it's not too heavy and it feels comfy. The problem with this bag is just its bulk. It is bulky, it is boxy. I'm always in the frame of mind that if you're gonna get something that's 7 liters or more, you should just go with a backpack because 10 liter sling is huge. But yeah, more or less, you get the gist. I'm rambling, I'll stop, or will I? And if you're still watching this, there's a good chance that you're thinking to yourself, Aaron, you're rambling, it's a bit much. But hey, you like gear, I like gear. Well, I gotta tell you, if you're new to the channel, you might be happy to hear that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just do epic gear reviews on YouTube, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that newsletter, you can look at me as like your reporter on the front lines of the world of travel and everyday carry gear. So if you wanna stay on top of what's happening in this incredible industry, I'm talking the newest bag releases, limited edition drops, a little bit of industry gossip, and access to our exclusive giveaways, then you're gonna wanna sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Black Ember Grip Sling 12. Pro number 1 is going to be the materials. Black Ember just uses some of the best materials in the game. Pro number 2 is going to be the quick access. I didn't really emphasize this in this much, but like if you are grabbing this for a camera, this sort of access and opening is kind of the whole selling point of the sling, in my opinion. And pro number 3 is the fact that you've got a shoulder strap that's detachable, which means this sling can kind of convert into a camera cube or a tech pouch, giving you a lot of versatility. But on the flip side, I got some cons as well. Con number 1, most obvious, it's just a really bulky wearing experience. It's not uncomfortable, it's just bulky. Con number 2 is there might not be enough built-in organization for some of y'all out there. And con number 3 is while I do think the shoulder strap was comfortable, I could have used maybe a little bit more padding, just considering how much weight and bulk the grip sling will be holding. But if you're still watching this, there's a good chance that you see no cons and only the pros, and you're thinking about making a purchase. And if that's the case, just a reminder, we do recommend doing so with the first link in the description because that's just where the best prices are. And if we have any discount codes, which we often have, that's what they'll be. But you also might want to hear more about those alternatives that I teased at the beginning of the video. Let's talk about them. My first alternative recommendation to watch is going to be our leaderboard video. This is where we talk about our favorite bags in different categories, and it's a really great starting point so you can get an idea of all the best options on the market. That's linked above. But if you think that we're close with the grip sling, here's a couple of alternatives that are similar but slightly different as well. Alternative number 1 is going to be the Peak Design Messenger Bag. Great pick for you if you're looking for a sling/messenger in this size for your camera gear and maybe some EDC and tech stuff, but you want to see it just be done a little bit differently. They're kind of close, those two, but they're also very different, both kind of bringing their own pros and their cons to the table. And my next alternative recommendation is going to be the Aer Travel Sling, which is a great pick for you if you're like, dude, that's one bulky sling. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But you want one that's a little bit less photography focused. The Aer Travel Sling 2 has a really passionate following. It's great, as the name suggests, for travel and EDC if you're into bulky slings. Honestly, all 3 slings have their pros and their cons. They all kind of do it differently. And to learn more about the 2 alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.